Hi, this is Karen from the Huntley Library, and for our project today on 12 Days of Crafting, we'll be making a llama card. So let's get some paper and we'll get started. So here are the supplies that we're going to be using for our llama cards. We have a llama template, which I have put online for you in the description. You can download that and print it out if you want to use a llama template. Otherwise, you can freehand draw your llama. This is kind of what our card is going to look like, and you can pick whatever color paper you want to use for your llama. I have all kinds of different cardstock, both for my card background and for the llama shape, so whatever you would like to use. If you don't have a lot of different colored papers, or you would prefer to color your llama instead, you can use markers or colored pencils or paint or whatever you happen to have on hand to decorate. And then you just need some, did I say we need scissors? We need scissors to cut things out. And a pencil if we're tracing the llama shape, and if you're drawing your own llama shape. Alright, let's get started. So this is a template that I cut out earlier, and I'm just going to trace around it onto the cardstock like so. If your tracing isn't perfect, that's okay, because you're going to cut it out anyway, and you can cut off the pieces, any pieces that don't follow the lines. Did I get it all? Oh, for the most part. We have a general guidelines here. Okay, and then you can cut it out. You can probably fit two on a piece of paper, so if you're conserving paper, which you probably should be, you could put one on each side. And then you can have twice as many cards. And if you don't want to have those pencil lines show up, you can just turn your llama over the other way, or you can erase them if you have a good eraser. I have all of these pencils with erasers that are old on them, so instead of erasing, they just kind of leave pink streaks, which is not ideal. So I guess I've missed my opportunity to make mistakes. And now everything has to be perfect. Still cutting. Almost there. Oh, I did forget one supply. You are going to need something to stick your llama down with. So that could be glue, or it could be double stick tape. That's my favorite thing, especially when working with paper and making cards, just because it is a lot less messy than glue, and it will dry a whole lot faster. There's no drying time, in fact. Okay, I think I'm going to use the green background for my llama, and you can make a card that folds if you have a message that you want to put on the inside too, or if you want it to be able to stand up. And I'm going to go grab my tape so that we can stick the llama down. Here's my tape. If you haven't worked with double stick tape before, but you have done a lot of work with just regular kind of Scotch tape, know that you do not have to make little tape loops to get this to stick on both sides. You can just use flat pieces, which is great. And I like to put them near the edge so that my edges don't come up. I'm just going to use a few pieces all the way around so that it sticks really well. I'll need a smaller piece for the foot. right down in the toe, a small piece for the tail. Oh, and I need 2 small pieces for the ears too. 1, 2, that one's a little off, so I'm going to fold it back. When you fold it back, it just sticks to itself. And then maybe a couple in the middle here, just to make sure that the body stays down when I put it on the little card. Okay, so position your llama, and then stick. See, no, you don't have to worry about it drying with ripples or bubbles or anything because the glue is wet. It's just flat and perfect the first time. Love it. Next step, decoration. Okay, this is the basic decoration that I'm going to do for my llama. So I'm going to need to cut out a few shapes here. I want to cut out some shapes for the little saddle and for the llama's nose, and I think I'm going to draw on the eyes, and then I want a few different colored lights for the llama's neck. So those I'm probably going to cut out as well. For the words on the card, I'm just going to draw those, write them out, and not cut them out of paper. If you have stencils, that would work really well, and you're not real comfortable with your hand lettering, or you would like something that looks consistent, go ahead and use those. So let's get going. I'm going to use this sort of brown paper bag color for my llama's nose. So I need like a little circle, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger than what I drew, and then if that looks funny or too big, I will cut off the excess. Okay. Nope, I like the bigger one. Okay, so I just need a piece of tape on that to stick it down. Place and stick. And I want my llama to look at me right away, so I'll give him some eyes. And I'll give him a little smile too. Here's a llama nose, and then here's a llama mouth. Kind of looks like a bunny nose. Are llamas actually enormous bunnies? Okay, time for the little saddle. So aside from cardstock, you could use scrapbook paper if you wanted to. Some fancy scrapbook papers. I think maybe I'll use these two together. So I have a little saddle here. Maybe make that a little bit bigger. And if your saddle doesn't completely fit the topography of your llama's back, you can adjust that later. So I've got my template still, and I want this to be off his neck, and then to follow the curve of the back here, you can just cut right along the back of your llama, like that. And then this should fit pretty well on my llama that I cut out, if it matches my template. Yep, that's not too bad. So I'll stick that down. make sure I've got that lined up right. Looks good. Okay, and now we need the middle piece. I think I want it going that way. And it should be a little bit smaller. I'm going to cut this a little bit longer because I've got this weird curve up there. Okay, so it's too big for sure. So go around the outside. Cutting around the outside to take off some of that excess paper. Do I want more of that to show? I think I want it to show like about that much. So I'll take my trusty llama template again and cut along the back curve. There we go, that looks like it's matching up pretty nicely. This is the easiest saddle fitting ever. If you work with horses at all, you know that there's a lot of concern about how the saddle fits the horse and how the saddle fits you, and avoiding putting pressure on their back and their withers. So this makes it all so much easier. And it is way easier when you have the saddle right in front of you to see how it fits. Okay. There we go. Very cute. Alright, so the next thing I need to cut out is the lights. So I think I'm going to use some red and yellow on my lights. I've got some scrap paper here. And for the light shape, I'll try not to use the middle of the paper like I was doing before. Rookie Air. So that's kind of a light shape. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 of these. So if I alternate yellow and red, they're kind of like a petal or a dewdrop, raindrop shape. So there's 3 of those, and then I'll do 3 in red too. Put those out. You don't have to draw them out first if you don't want to. I just want mine to be kind of the same, roughly the same size, so there's a better chance of that happening if I draw them first. There's an even better chance of happening if I just draw them directly on the llama. So feel free to do that. Okay, I'm going to cut the other ones out and then we'll stick them to the llama. Alright, time to do our sticking of the lights. First I'm going to draw a little light string around the llama's neck here. And you can do this in pencil first so that you've got it in the right place before you go over it with marker. That looks pretty good. I'm going to need some very small pieces of tape. And we'll stick it to the back here. If you're getting the edges of the tape going beyond the paper, you can just fold them in like I did there. And I want my light with sort of the fatter end attached to the wire, or to the white cord. And here's a red one. I'm just kind of guessing at the spacing here. If you want it to be more precise or to look at how they might space out beforehand, then go ahead and lay them out before you stick them down. With the tape, it's not so bad if you need to move them. If they're not stuck down real well anyway, then you should be able to just pick them up and move them. It's okay if your light goes a little bit off the card. Hopefully moving them won't tear up the paper at all. It will after they've been down for a bit. Oh, Llama, you are so cute. You could also make tassels or pom-poms for the little saddle area if you wanted to. There's all kinds of fun decorative llama wear. And I've seen little halters or bridles that go around their noses that may have little tassels down the side too. So that's another option. Okay, my llama is looking way festive. Okay, we just need to put the words on now. If you don't like the words on the front of the card, you could put them on the inside of the card or the back of the card. If you're just doing like a single-sided card, that would be fine. I am going to try and fit mine on the front here. We'll see how that goes. So I have Fa, and I'm doing double L's for llama because that's cute. Fa-Lla-Lla, la-la. Oops, almost made that an A. Fa-Lla-Lla-La, llama. Okay. And then I'm going to go over them in black marker. And you can change how your letters look if you want to as you're doing this. Like I said, a lot of this is all about figuring out your spacing, and then you can erase later on if you've altered anything. Or you can if you have an eraser that works. I can't. I can't, so I'm just going to make my letters a little bit chunkier. I think I have one around here somewhere that will work. You can also make it snow around your llama and decorate the background. You can give your llama something to stand on. My llama's just going to be floating here in the middle of the card, I think. You could add some glitter to your llama. There's just so many options. You can make your llama fluffy. Let's see. I'll make my llama fluffy. There. Super fluffy llama. You could give your llama spots. You don't have to make a white llama. You could make brown llamas, black llamas, purple llamas, all kinds of llamas. You can make llama corns. Those are very popular now. Mythical llama corn creatures. So all kinds of different possibilities. I actually have a white gel pen, and I might highlight my words here with that. Just so they stand out a little bit better. What are you trying to say on the front of this card? Fa-Lla-Lla-La llama. Fa-Lla-Lla-La llama. Fa-Lla-Lla-La llama magnifico. That's not how that song goes. Alright. Very nice. So now, if you are giving this to somebody, maybe you want to write something on the inside that tells them how much you fa-la-la-la llama them. Alright, we're done. Hooray! I hope your cards turned out great. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun making llama cards with me today.
Fa-Lla-Lla-Llama. Join us for more fun craft activities and more 12 Days of Craftin' by checking out our website, www.huntleylibrary.org. Have a great day.